Hello. 2 months ago, allegations were cast upon me about consensually chatting with a couple of adult women.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the second video this week that I was not planning to make. So, a while ago, I used to be an avid, gaming videos in general viewer, but certainly Minecraft videos, and indeed, Hermitcraft videos. You might see where this is going. See, I haven't watched, any Minecraft videos, let alone Hermitcraft videos, in maybe a year or two, because my interests have shifted. But recently, up on my recommended page, I got, and obviously I can't show you that because that was a while ago, but hold on, what's the best thing for this, for a commentary video? I got recommended a video by someone who was perhaps my favorite hermit, Iskall85, titled, I Got Cancelled. Now, before we get into the actual video, let's go over the actual controversy that we're dealing with here. So, in essence, a person called Cass, basically, there are allegations that Cass and several others who were within the circle of Iskall85 experienced sort of inappropriate actions, possibly to the extent of sexual harassment from Iskall85. So, we'll start with a statement written by the original accuser that started this whole mess. I'm not going to read the whole thing, not being coerced into this. That's an important bit at the top there. I'm just going to tell you what happened in order that it happened, so hopefully I don't miss anything. Now, I have some... let's go on. For those of you who don't know Cass has been a moderator of Iskall for a while, and for a time it was only Gamer Salsa, which is a person, I think, and Cass doing most of everything on the stream. They ended up a moderator of his Discord and the Vault Hunters official Discord, and Iskall and Cass shared a few friends, which made the situation more... okay, they shared a few friends, and the situation was confusing until it was shared. Anyway, Cass writes, the personal thing started on August 12th, 2020... can you actually read this? Maybe I should be on this side. So this is just a screenshot of some Discord messages, and right now they look completely innocent. So it starts with Iskall saying, sent a friend request. This was, I believe, a direct message on Discord. Just cordial, sent a friend request. Cass says, accepted. Just wanted to thank you and Salsa specifically for all the help with the streams and the community. You guys are absolutely Omega, which is like a catchphrase of Iskall's, to me, and I appreciate the hell out of both of you. Heart. Thank you for being there for me. Perfectly fine. Fairly innocent, as Cass writes. I would argue that it's 100% innocent, but obviously I don't know the context. And that's how it started for about a week and a half. Something Cass knows about Iskall is that he doesn't really respond on Discord very much, even when he's asked me to send him something/do something, which Cass honestly didn't expect more than that. So he's not very active and he doesn't really respond very much, which is not uncommon. I know people like that. However, for these 9 days, he was extremely active and chatty, even starting his own conversations, which was baffling at the time, as Cass was used to the mostly silence on his end. I just thought he was being more my friend than before, which Cass doesn't think would be that unusual, since Cass had been moderating for him for a long time and doing a lot of things for his stream and community, who Cass adored. So, normal, sort of friendly banter and relationships developing between people who work together in a sort of, and it's important to note, employee-employer situation, employer being Iskall. But on August 21st, when he first brought up Skype, but before he started being weird, allegedly, without giving any context about whatever he meant. So we have another screenshot. Probably talking to another person. Finger you need food. I don't know what that means. What's that? Is that some slang that the kids are using? Ah, laughter. Fantastic. Just some conversation. Continue to be awesome, Cass. I've got no worries in my head. You're a good one. Still innocent. Cass says, ooh. Sorry. Sorry. Then Iskall says, ooh, ooh. Not ooh, ooh. Just ooh. Peeping at Iskall, Cass. Danger zone, Cass. I don't know what this is referencing. If this is some sort of... I don't know what this is referencing. But hold on, this is exactly where it gets extremely, extremely weird. A danger zone, that could be referring to a metaphorical zone of danger in terms of sort of romantic vibes or attraction vibes, considering that he follows it up with ellipsis puts pants back on, ellipsis, lol. I hope Danger Zone is like a game? Or a game mode in the Vault Hunters mod pack involving Minecraft? Again, I know nothing about anything because I haven't even watched a single Minecraft video in like a year or two. Anyway, so really weird, but not exactly the worst thing anyone's done. It's sort of just a slightly awkward joke, maybe moderately awkward joke, maybe very awkward joke, but I wouldn't nail someone to a crucifix for that. And then they end up on Skype. Okay, this screenshot doesn't really have anything, particularly anything, just setting up Skype. Then Cass writes, immediately after going to Skype is when he brought up danger zones again and started being sexual. So that leads me to believe danger zones, plural, means danger zone is not a game. It used to be a game mode in CSGO, which is why it's sort of in my head as that, but I think this is talking about metaphorical danger zones, which is a very uncomfy way to refer to anything, and allegedly being sexual. He talked about getting in bed naked. Again, this isn't included in screenshots. I've been through this. I don't know why it isn't included in screenshots. Maybe this was conversation that happened through an audio conversation in like a call. But something like this I'd expect it to be in screenshots. Maybe it wasn't in text though. So we'll just leave that on the side for now as a piece of evidence. And he currently had... Okay, this is alleged. This is 100% alleged because again, it's not included in screenshots, so I don't know the context. So but really, whether we believe the evidence or not is actually secondary to why I'm making this video. I was wary to engage, but honestly just assumed he was joking around or something. Very naive of me, I guess, but it feels so different when it is happening to you, and yes. So this looks like, I assume it's Skype. I've never used Skype, so this must be how it looks. Says, hello, now we can talk here. The danger zone talk. Again, we've kind of established that danger zone is metaphorical for, like, an uncomfy attraction. Lol, no, but I can't keep track of Discord, and I like you. Keep this very private, though, only for family and very close friends. Again, other than the Danger Zone reference, which, again, I don't know exactly what it is, this seems innocent. Iskall is a relatively public figure, so he would want to keep something that's a private communication method private. You can see here it's talking about danger zones again. Another point in the direction of maybe danger zone being metaphorical for something. 8 days after the first time. I'm showing this so that you can see he's clearly the same person I've been talking... Okay, no, this is just establishing as the same person. I don't doubt that. Oh, this is referencing the fact that Iskall, again, as mentioned before, was not very active in terms of responding to things. So, quote, something... I haven't been doing that. I do it in my voiceovers. Quote, something I and the others noticed was his lovely habit of talking a lot and then ghosting us for 1 to 2 weeks randomly, which is why I said this. Not that I feel I have to justify myself, I'm just embarrassed. So, with the context, this could be taken as another point or another red flag in Iskall's direction. Because the talking a lot and giving a lot of your attention to someone and then ghosting for a long period of time is a tactic utilized by abusers to give their victims a sense of dependency. But I would be hesitant to put that label on the situation given how little actual context we have. but it's a possibility. I would not say we should value that as evidence on its own, but keep it in mind. Okay, this is just more evidence of inactivity. Ignored us specifically on purpose. This is speculation. After adding Skype, he didn't talk to me at all in Discord anymore, in the friendly way he was before, but only stream/moderator stuff. Then he would talk to me on Skype for days off and on randomly, saying extremely flirty things allegedly, that in hindsight definitely stepped over the line of friend-flirty bantering. I was very conflicted on if I should say anything back, like he does, but mostly I changed the subject and tried to get him to talk about normal things. Again, there's no screenshots included of the specific allegations. So far, he's just been a bit weird about the concept of danger zones, and this puts pants back on. But it must have been like audio messages, like in a call where this happened, because again, no screenshots of that. Next one is again, could be innocent, but he says, I don't get no cuddles. Again, it could be innocent. Maybe he talks like this. It's not damning. Why not, sir? No partner for Iskall? No partner for Iskall, I guess. Nothing damning. It goes on. Oh, and then it is about a month after talking to an anonymous fellow victim that Iskall tried for the last time to get Cass to respond to his advances, which I will show you, and after that he never talked on Skype again. The date was December 16th, 2023, which will be important. I don't remember why it's important, despite having read this only yesterday. But Iskall says, what you paranoid about? You can't be afraid of things in life, Cass. I want to give you an advice. Please start grabbing things. Take what you want. Practice with me. I won't ever be offended by anything. I'm very laid back. I have no idea what they're talking about. What are they talking about grabbing? I have no context. I don't understand. But it's certainly weird, and it does, with the other context that we have so far and the allegations, it does look bad. I know, sir, you are very sweet, lol, heart. Heart, grip further than you think. You dare with me. Try me, I got you. Very uncomfy, but I have no idea what they're talking about. I mean, it could be, like, vaguely sexual, of course, but I don't know. I appreciate you. This is a little more uncomfy. On the scale of uncomfiness, this is pretty high up. Because he says, quote, you gotta try me harder. Go on, push barriers, dear Cass, sir. It's weird. Not 100% damning. He's a weird conversationalist at most, is what we're getting from the screenshots alone. There's other allegations, but no screenshots for them, so I don't know. Anyway, so you can see the last-ditch attempt to get me to respond favorably to his now blatant sexual advances. From the screen, there's not enough screenshots for me to say honestly that I think this was blatant sexual advances. I'm confused. I'm not defending Iskall. Mind you, we'll get into that. I don't feel like I have to share my special fun. They exist privately where it needs for evidence's sake. Why? You're saying that he talked about being aroused and getting into bed naked. You're talking about it anyway. Why not include screenshots? That's just a thing that's confusing me. Maybe, again, probably in, like, something that happened, an interaction over a call. Oh, yes, no, this is what I remembered reading. It is higher up. I showed him a video of Cass's pigeon, Wilbur. A pet, I assume. Unfortunate name, I know. Why, I don't know why it's unfortunate. Taking a bath, and the bottom of Cass's leg happened to be in shot, and after that, Iskall was obsessed, allegedly, with Cass's legs, and mentioned them whenever he could. I'm gonna cut that out. I was complaining about no more screenshots. Again, alleged, but judging by Iskall's response video, which we're about to get into, I'm tending to listen to the allegations, even if they aren't evidenced. Because, my god, the response video! Firstly, it's titled, I Got Cancelled. The only people I've heard say those words and review being cancelled in like a negative light and then being a victim of it have been people who are abusers and right-wing pricks who are just saying dog whistles about cancel culture. But let's get into the actual video, shall we? I'm not going to play the video. I'm going to see if I can get the transcript, because I don't want to plagiarize.
In the community.
Shush. So Iskall says, quote, "Hello. 2 months ago, allegations were cast upon me about consensually chatting with a couple of adult women in the community. One of them, a moderator of mine. These allegations were brought to a hermit, who then, without my knowledge, brought it to the Hermitcraft group. The Hermitcraft group then summoned me for a hearing The Hermitcraft group then summoned me for a hearing and gave me a deadline of 1.5 hours, time zones considered. I did not have any interest in joining that hearing, as I had at this point already contacted the police." I'm gonna be honest. If we're taking the screenshots alone as evidence, then what's happened with Iskall, the whole controversy is surrounding him just being a bit odd and saying weird things. And I really don't see why, if those screenshots were the only evidence that existed, he wouldn't go to discuss the situation with the hermit and explain himself. So you can't, I'm not a court, so I'm not going to not take someone's inaction as evidence against them, because I think it bloody is. I don't see why he wouldn't have gone to the hearing to explain himself if the allegations that weren't in the screenshots, which were a hell of a lot more damning, weren't somewhat true or appeared to be. Moving on. It gets worse. He talks about potential defamation, certainly. Advised me not to comply with Hermitcraft's demands, and I informed Hermitcraft of this and asked them to respect my privacy and await, which they responded that if I did not join the hearing, I would be publicly removed in 1.5 hours. Again, I don't know why he didn't go to the hearing. He then goes to talk about him being cancelled, which is, allegations portrayed me as a predator and an abuser. I'm neither of these things. The amount of hate and threats I have received has been endless, and there have been days where I've had seen no reason to press on, no reason to get out of bed, no reason to eat or even breathe. Days... Yeah, okay, this is talking about getting a lot of hate on the internet, and absolutely, no matter what someone's done, don't harass them, and don't send them death threats, which allegedly have been sent to Iskall. But then he goes through it, talking about pitchforks. I've already received endless amounts of hate threats, including death threats. Again, this sucks, but we're not dealing with that right now. And then he goes on to talk about cancel culture by name. Enough. I've had enough. I hope that enough people will see just how ridiculous and dangerous this entire deal is. The world has gone absolutely mad, and the cancel culture that I have now experienced firsthand is a toxic, unjust, and incorrect system that leaves people like me, naive and dangerous sports ball nerds who enjoys playing and creating video games online, extremely vulnerable to cancel culture. There are trolls on the internet, you're a public figure, I can understand it gets taxing on your mental health, but you can't sit here and pretend that you didn't think about this. Having 1.55 million subscribers, you cannot tell me that you did not imagine a possibility where a lot of trolls on the internet would be very mean to you. So you're you're trying to change the subject, allegedly, in my opinion. But further, he goes on through the video. He's talking about how he's a victim, incredible challenge, and I hope another human being has to experience being cancelled. Victim. This is talking about something completely different. Now, I may have missed it, but not once in that entire video did Iskall say a single goddamn word referring to the evidence and allegations against him, and not once did he defend himself except to say, oh, I'm a victim of cancel culture. Iskall! This is an apology video. You could have fixed this, because as I said, the evidence, the rock hard evidence in the screenshots is not massively damning. What you could have done is gone to that hearing and said publicly, I apologize to anyone who has been made uncomfortable by things I've said. That was not my intention. Again, I'm skeptical as to whether that would be true, but that would be some sort of apology and some amount of taking responsibility. This is not taking responsibility. This is pushing aside the allegations and putting in front of them how awful your life has been because of what's come from them. That's irrelevant. Address them, damn it! And frankly, it seems like I wrote a comment and I said it well in that comment. I started off by saying, this is before I read any of the evidence. If the accusations were false, you'd have gone to the hearing. I'm unsubscribing without even knowing the story. Your lack of honor and responsibility from just your own side of the story is enough. From now on, you're guilty until proven innocent to me. I will retract my words if I am misinterpreting the vibes, but as it stands, they're bad. I have not retracted. In fact, I hit the nail right on the fracking head, because he didn't address them at all. Only talked about other situations, and how he's a victim somehow. My further comment was, after review of the evidence, my decision to unsubscribe stands. The evidence itself is not damning. I was speaking specifically about the screenshots alone, because the allegations are damning, but this response shows an entitlement. An entitlement to say what you want and take no responsibility if what you say makes someone else uncomfortable, to say nothing of the fact that the person that Iskall was saying these uncomfortable things to was an employee. There's a power dynamic there that makes it very not okay. You could have taken responsibility and apologized. Instead, you're trying to be the high and mighty victim. Shame on you. Frankly, there's no real coming back from this, and the way he's addressed this means that it's damning on its own. Instead, he didn't even apologize. He took no responsibility whatsoever. He's behaving exactly like any abuser that has been cancelled in the past. Sorry, not sorry, Iskall, but this is deserved. I hope that you lose everything and you think better of your actions in future. Someone who is incapable of taking responsibility does not have the right to have such a platform. Not publicly, to influence people and have this power. You don't have the ability to wield it without being awful. And with that, I'm concluding with, I now stand against Iskall, I guess. But come on! This response is the worst response anyone could have done if they were trying to portray themselves as innocent. This is just saying nothing about anything and putting on top of that, oh, I'm a victim of cancel culture? No, Iskall. Allegations have been made, you bloody address them. But with that, if you're willing to say subscribe to Iskall and you find the allegations and his response to be perfectly fine, by all means continue supporting him. But I certainly won't. Goodbye, Iskall.